Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each week, friends gather around, talk about the games they've been playing and things going on in their lives. Today, I have with me Ben.
I'm back.
And Justin's gone. He didn't like you.
Yeah, I know. He's never liked me. He only tolerates me, kinda.
No, Justin's out doing his yearly film festival thing.
And if it's evidenced by how I act with with the people I was with this past weekend, there's a reason why I'm alone a lot.
Oh, don't do that.
I know.
You started off the podcast on a sad note already.
Like, I tend to, because I don't hang out with a lot of people in like real life. I tend to like when I'm with people, especially people who I care about, I tend to be like super stupid and extra to be like, look at me, or like attention worthy. When I'm usually more reserved, so it's a good thing. But people tend to, some people, and I think Justin would be like this, be like, okay, just tone it down a bit, tone it down.
I have a friend that's like, oh, he can't. He's not. He's way worse than you. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, okay. So I am bad. I knew it.
No, I'm saying he's way worse than you. So like, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Tell the people out there what you were up to the past week.
Yes, so I was in Chicago for the Chicago Entertainment Comics Expo, aka C2E2, before it got but canceled because of coronavirus.
You got lucky there.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if it was this week, it probably would have been canceled just for health reasons. Because actually, I didn't put it in the news story. They canceled the Last Chance qualifier for the Final Combat League for Mortal Kombat. They canceled the Last Chance qualifier, and now they canceled all. If you bought like a ticket to go watch it, you were not allowed to go because it's a health risk now. They don't. Not saying that because I think in Chicago they've said people have had it, but they just want to minimize as much as possible. So like, I kind of wish they would have said it earlier, you know?
Yeah.
Like not the day of when people are legitimately flying out there, since it's tomorrow. But you know, it is what it is. Can't do anything about that. But I was there. I had my first gyro. It was delicious. First thing I ate there. It filled me up for the rest of the day. Like it legit filled me up until like we went to a bar like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night where I just had some fries. That was it. That was
what did you call it again?
I called it I've heard it. I found gyro. I think.
Euro.
Euro. Yeah, euro.
Like the coin, like the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was initially pronouncing it gyro because that's how I saw it.
I always thought it was hero.
I don't know, but I said gyro when I first went there, and the guy knew what I wanted, so he didn't make a fuss. But it was delicious.
He's just like typical American.
Yeah, I went. He's probably native born. Shut the fuck up. He's probably native born American. But I also went to the because I had to wait before my friend could get out of his job. I went to the Hellenistic Museum just down the street for $10, and it was really cool. I won't go into details, but if you're in Greektown for $10 and you want to get out of the cold, go do it. And it was quiet. That's what I liked about it. I also thought, man, I could get murdered in here because there's nobody here. But I didn't. It was cold. It was 27 degrees, the high, when I landed in Chicago that day, and I saw snow. It was strange. Luckily, it didn't get in my way, but it was strange, and I was cold, and I was struggling with my scarf.
What's this?
I mean, they've seen it before, but never like just stay there. What do you mean it doesn't go away? It went all the way by Saturday. But just to talk about the con real quick, the con was great. Very packed, but very manageable. A lot of fun. Met a lot of my favorite comic creators as usual. Bought a lot of trade paperback comic books that are going to keep me busy for the rest of the year, or maybe if I speed read them within 2 months. I usually end up speed reading. But I will say there's two things. If you ever go to C2E2, right? If you ever go to C2E2, number one, go to the Cards Against Humanity panel. I went last year and didn't talk about it, but I went this year with my friends, and it's so fun. It's a lot of fun. Even if you don't play Cards Against Humanity, it's a lot of fun. But if you like cosplay, I encourage you on Saturday night to go to the World Championship of Cosplay, which I think the championship is hosted by C2E2 from all the other Reed Pop, like whoever owns the convention. They all do a little contest. It was awesome. There was some cool things. I was going nuts on my Twitter. Like I kept posting picture to picture. They're bad quality because I was kind of sitting in the back. I didn't have a choice. But like just for gaming references, I think there was a Destiny one that I saw.
Yeah, there was.
That was
You showed me a picture of one of the warlocks with the wings of Sacred Dawn. This is pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, and then there was a Zero from Mega Man X, and like that was the coolest one. And what was cool about that is like I saw that guy early on the top. I'm like, oh my god, I have to go get a picture, and he's gone before I could move again. I'm like,
Aww.
but then I saw that he was in the World Championships. So I'm like, okay, that's badass. His Buster. They didn't show this in the actual competition, which maybe would have won him the title because he was second or third place in his division. His Buster was playing Zero Stream for Mega Man X3, which I thought that was so cool. It would have been better if it was X1, but whatever. Can't, he probably likes X3, and that's fine. But go to that. It was a great con. It was a very, really fun con. But my other highlight before I came back is my friend of mine realized, like, wait a minute, I didn't take off the Monday for work. You have to kill time before I can pick you up to the airport, which you can still do. So from like 9 to 5, I was like, what am I gonna do? Because it was
you spent 9 to 5 at the airport.
No. That's what I was saying. I have to figure something out to do because
before you went to the airport.
I could have done that. I could have just grabbed my suitcase, taken the train, and be like, "Well, I'll just wait here for 12 hours." No, I wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah, that is a pretty stupid idea.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. So it was like the night before. I was like, "Well, I'll go to Wrigley Field. I've never seen it. It's if you're not a baseball fan, it's one of the oldest baseball parks in America.
Sure.
It's for a baseball fan, it's like a mecca of baseball." And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't take that long to get there. I'll go see what that's about." But then I realized, like, well, there's probably not gonna be anything to do up there.
Yeah.
But I'll just walk around and just take pictures of the outside and just do it.
Yeah.
On the way there, there's a zoo in the north side of Chicago, and I was like, well, how much does that cost? Because I need time to kill. And it's free. It's a free zoo.
Nice.
And I'm thinking, yeah, and I'm like, well, they're probably not gonna have that much because it's a free zoo, and it's not. It's big, but it's not super big, so it's not overwhelming. But they had penguins, they had polar bears, they had rhinoceroses, they had a whole ape exhibit, they had monkeys, chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are fucking huge, and it terrifies me. Oh my god,
they're very lanky, aren't they?
Yeah, they didn't do anything, but they had little baby monkeys. Like I saw one monkey grooming another monkey. That was adorable. Yeah. The only thing that was closed was the lion exhibit because they were doing reconstruction on it. Which I was like, man, that would have been cool to see lions. But also, double out to the Chicago Zoo for having a heated restroom because I needed to pee. And like I went in like, oh my god, it feels warm. But then I thought about it, like, wait a minute, there's hardly anybody. There was people there actually. I didn't interview people there, but it was like 48 degrees, so that's like summer for Chicago people. And I was like, wait a minute, if I could get murdered right here, right now, because there's nobody on this side of the park.
You think about getting yourself murdered quite a bit.
Yeah, I do. I'm grim. But anyways, I had a fun time. Seriously, if you're in that part of the Chicago area, it's on the north side, go to it. It's so great. To kill time, I'd walk from the train station, which was at Fullerton Station, all the way down to it, which is a decent walk. But it was nice because I was able to take in the cold weather and take in the nice scenery. It looked like a very nice neighborhood. I didn't feel threatened at all. Yeah, that was good. But after that, I got home. My flight was delayed by 1 hour. Thankfully, only 1 hour. It made for a doctor's appointment very tiring the next day because I had to get up super early, and I got home. I didn't go to sleep till 2 in the morning. But outside of that, I watched The Witcher. I finished it. It was all right.
It was good. Yeah,
it was good. I think the biggest problem I have with it is that I finished Carnival Row on the way here, and I really love Carnival Row. And when I watched The Witcher, not in terms of acting, but in terms of set production, there's so much more going on in Carnival Row. And I watched The Witcher, and it's, God, I hate to say it because I'm gonna get crucified, but I have to. It looked very cheap at points.
You're not wrong.
It looks very some shots look incredible, like some of the wide shots of the castles. But then when you're up against the architecture, something about it just feels fake. But the story was once I understood what was going on, I liked it. Henry Cavill as Jerry of the River, I thought he was great.
Oh my god!
Keep doing Geralt of Rivia. I thought he was great. I like the him, the bard. that kind of stuff, even though it kind of ended badly between them at the end. Spoilers, sorry. But I liked it. It's not my favorite show, and I kind of don't regret putting it off for so long. Um, but I liked it. It was all right. I'll look forward to season 2 because the season 1 cliffhanger leaves me with places.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of Witcher cosplay and a lot of people singing that song, "Toss a coin to your Witcher," which that song's not good. I'm sorry, that song's not good. I don't know how that caught on.
I don't know.
But gaming wise, and I'll be very quick about this. The only thing I really played, besides I played Smash Brothers. I finally did the thing where I played friends in fighting games. So I played my friends I stayed with. I played them in Smash. I played them in Dragon Ball. And it was kind of like I wasn't even trying, and I still won every game. I'm like, motherfucker, I can't turn it off.
You can't turn it off.
I can't turn it off.
You always have that competitiveness.
Yeah, but we played. But it was nice to. But finally, what we did in the night on that night. I think that was Friday or Thursday night. I think it was Friday night. We played Smash, and it was so much fun to play Smash. Like with the items on the chaos, and I lost a couple of one there, but it didn't matter because it's just fun. That's how Smash is supposed to be played. I'm sorry, at least in that spec. So that was fun to play. But in terms of single player content, I've been playing a shit ton of Darksiders 3 because I don't know why it took me this long, but I signed up for Xbox Game Pass on PC because it was like I think I got an email saying it's $4.99 a month. I'm like, huh, or like an introductory price, and I'm like, well. Oh, I know why I got it. It's because Ori and the Will of the Wisps is coming out next week.
Yeah.
And I thought, do I spend $30 for Ori, or do I sign up for this awesome promotional deal that gets me Ori and everything else? So I signed up for that.
Yeah, you don't own it, but you still get to play it.
Yeah, and it's fine. I'm probably gonna beat it before it goes away. Hopefully, if not, I have the save data. I would think. Or at least if I rebuy it, so it's at the end of the world. But Darksiders 3, real quick on that, it might be my favorite in the franchise, even though it's like much aligned. I love how Fury plays. I love the interconnected world. It's so big and vast, and despite not having a map, I never felt lost. I always knew where I was going, which normally I hate stuff like that. It gets like a lot of comparisons were made to Dark Souls, and I can see it.
Because Dark Souls doesn't have a map.
Well, not that, but like the interconnected world.
Yeah.
Like that the aesthetics.
Yeah.
But I get that, and sort of like if you die, you lose all your souls. But anytime I died, it's so easy to harvest souls in this game. And like I never felt like it was a punishment, because like you can find these clusters, and I didn't notice until after I went to the item menu that you can break, and sometimes they'll give you 500 souls, 15,000 souls, 2,000 souls, and sometimes you find four of them. And I would get like 10,000 souls easily just by touching stuff, and it was awesome. So I never felt a punishment for doing that. The upgrade system's kind of been simplified, where instead of like a tree where you get branching paths and branching moves, Fury just has strength, health, and there's a magic one which basically increases like your power when you're doing charge attacks with her special weapons and stuff like that. So it's dumbed down for sure. I won't deny all that, but it didn't matter to me because I like Fury. She's fun to play as. The only problem I have with the combat system is that because it wants to play Dark Souls, a lot of enemies will swarm you at once, and because her combat system is meant to be dealt with more one-on-one than necessary. Like even 2-on-1 is kind of okay, but when you have like 5 enemies coming at you, it's game over. You're gonna get mauled. She doesn't have a lot of invincibility frames when she does her dodge, even though it's really cool when you get it because you get like a Bayonetta slowdown, and you you can do like a special attack that does a lot of damage. But it's really fun. You fight the story is you basically get to fight the 7 deadly sins, and I've defeated some of them already. I've defeated envy, greed, wrath, I think, and I just defeated lust this morning. That was the last one I did, so I got about 3 more to go, and I kind of stopped. But I really like it. It's probably my favorite in the series because it keeps that big scope that 2 started out as and then got smaller and smaller. 3 is just constantly big. and I found myself backtracking once I got a new like a special weapons. Like, okay, I remember this, remember this. That might be the only part I wish I had a map when I'm backtracking, because it's kind of hard to remember to like where exactly everything is. But you know, if you want, you can just explore, and then you can use it as a way to grind for souls. And so I did. But yeah, I look forward to playing it, and then playing more and beating it. You know, and it runs okay on my PC. It's not great. Kind of has a choppy frame rate, but it's more to do probably with my PC than the game itself. Although I heard the game didn't really have a good optimization, but I think they might have fixed that by that point. Um, but that's all I've really done is visit Chicago, watch a TV based game on Netflix, and play a lot of Darksiders 3.
Cool. The only thing I'll talk about here is I've played the demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh.
I said initially I didn't want to play it, like I wanted to go in blind, but Justin's like, oh, if you download it, you'll get a free theme. And then I thought, okay, so I downloaded this, might as well check it out, you know, like maybe I have to start the demo in order to get the theme. So I just started it up, and it just kept playing from the beginning, like that intro with the train scene, man. Oh, just a lot of like, you know, flashbacks to 7-year-old me playing this game.
Once you hear that piano string,
yeah, man. Do 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 do. I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot more action oriented than you might have thought. Basically, you're just doing normal attacks. Also, you can switch. You do normal attacks. There's also like a heavier mode where you can switch to if you need to deal more damage. Like instead of fighting, basically you switch between ads and then majors or more tougher enemies. So that's pretty cool for just like you can just passively just mash on the attack button for that. But while you're doing that, you build up your ATB, and then you can start casting spells and not limit breaks, but they call them abilities. Like you can just cast Braver over and over, which is weird. I'm used to that being like a limit break, right? But the one thing I was a little bit disappointed in was just like some of the, you know, like for example, Cloud has a fire instead of lightning, so I was like, oh, that's kind of weird that they don't give the main guy lightning from the original. But that's like a little nitpick here and there. You can't pick up a potion off of the dead guard in the beginning. I tried, it didn't work. Like again, just little nitpicky things that I thought like would just be like the cherry on top, you know. It's like, oh, they did a nod to this thing, you know. But it's fine because it looks amazing, and this voice acting. Jessie is gonna break my heart when she dies.
yeah, Erica Lindbeck, I think that's the voice actress. It sucks, but every time I recognize her name, the character always dies, and I'm like, not again, not again, damn it.
Yeah, she's gonna break my heart. Like I liked her quite a bit in the original.
Go watch Your Lies in April if you want to cry. Seriously.
I think Aerith is gonna have a lot more personality, at least to me, anyways. Because like anyone that has listened before knows that like I didn't have a huge emotional attachment to Aerith or Ares. But I think there's gonna be like a lot of character interface and like, you know, there's gonna be a lot more acting to it that'll bring out the emotion in it. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like up until the first boss, the scorpion machine, and you defeat that. It's much more involved than it was in the original.
Versus just smashing A.
Casting lightning and then defend. Yeah, it still has that in there, so it teaches you defense and all that. And there's a part where they added like a fuel generator, so you have to take that down before you can damage it. Like it'll go into invincibility, so you have to damage that first. Um, limit breaks are interesting. Like they're still the same way. You know, you take damage, you build up your limit break, or you give damage, build up your limit break. I haven't used a whole lot of that, but they're pretty powerful moves. Just like they always are. Um, Barrett's badass. Uh, there's not a whole lot like to that demo, but it's a good first impression. And you also get to see Heidegger and the President Shinra. It's pretty cool. Like seeing them in the Shinra headquarters, being all evil and shit. I'm looking forward to this game a lot. You have anything you want to say?
Oh, about it, I mean, it looks really pretty, and even though I didn't grow up with this game, like a lot of people did, I did play it, and it like there's a reason. Like I know people want to hate the game, this is a popular thing to do, but there's a reason why this game it's so loved. There's a fucking reason for that. Like just hearing the like gets me choked up, and just like, oh god, we're going back again.
And then you hear the train choke. It's like, oh shit, it's on, bitches.
Yeah, that was great, and knowing that we're gonna get an expanded on the story is gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
You just have to accept there's gonna be changes. You just have to.
Of course, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the stuff that they're gonna add to this for like the side quests and all that.
Yeah.
It seems like after you blow up the bomb, there's like more stuff that you like. That's probably when it probably opens up a bit more to a little bit more open world, like that little hub area. Remember when you come out?
Yeah, Max showed of like a video of like, I think it was from Japan or what he recorded, of like what you get to. He showed basically what happens after it, and it's like, dude, this might be hyperbole, but it's. I mean, it probably isn't, because considering what happens at the end, where you basically blow up a nuclear reactor, or you're basically seeing what like 9/11 was like on the ground for people, where like you see wreckage,
pretty much,
see people going, what's going on, and it's like, and you have to question, like, oh my god, are we the bad guys?
Yeah. When I saw, like, when the bomb went off and I saw the nuclear reactor blow up, like back then I was just like, yeah, we blew it up, like, go us, now back to our hideout. Here I'm like, holy shit, dude, like I took out all this entire sector's electricity. What are they gonna do now?
Right. Can you imagine what it's gonna be like when it's the sector? Is it 7 or 8 that falls?
7 that falls. Yeah.
Can you, dude?
The pillar.
Glimpses. I'm gonna get chills when I see that sector plate fall.
And you're gonna see like Jesse Wedge and all them like stuck in the
you're gonna see
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll probably see like innocent families trying to run away from it. Dude, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna fucking hurt.
They're gonna have I don't know if you remember from Final Fantasy VII, but when it falls, you see like a news broadcaster just like look up and look terrified and get crushed. Like,
yeah,
that's from the original. Imagine what they're gonna do in this one. Like,
that's why I think this remake is gonna be so, like, even if you played it, just seeing it from this new perspective, because again, if you were a kid in '97, like, yeah, we did it, they're the bad guys, but now you have to contemplate, like, wait a minute. Yeah, we did help stop the evil corporation. But what was the cost? And hopefully that'll make some younger people think. Yeah. Like, what's the cost?
Yeah. Like there's some of that in the beginning when you get into the Mako reactor and you see all the Mako in the bottom, or I guess they call it Mako, whatever. I call it Mako.
Yeah.
And Barrett's like, "What do you think if we fell in there? Would we just go to the center of the earth?" And he's like contemplating like stuff like that. It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this quite a bit. Yep. All right, let's move on into the news. Let's see what we got for news today.
I did add one piece of news at the end because I forgot to include it. But we can talk about that later. Just to let you know.
Okay. So let's start off with some speculation regarding the Xbox Series. There's been a new rumor. Xbox Series S price leak at just $300. This comes from Xbox Series X, aka Lockhart. Okay. According to a Chinese website, My Drivers, The Xbox Series S price is reported to be at just $300, lower than a lot of current gen Xbox One X bundles. My driver's article claims that the build of the Lockhart for $300 will be without an optical drive, much like the One S All Digital Edition, while removing a high-speed 4K Blu-ray drive would certainly lower the price a smidge. It's clear that Microsoft would still be selling these consoles at a loss. Series S console is rumored to have 4 teraflops of raw GPU power, while lower than Xbox One X's 6 teraflops. It would transcend current gen hardware due to the next gen Navi architecture from AMD. The system is also powered by a 4 GHz Ryzen APU, 16 gig of RAM, 12 gigs of which are allocated to the graphics card and 4 gigs to the OS layer. Despite these leaks, Phil Spencer remains adamant that there is only one Xbox Series console in development. The 12 teraflop Xbox Series X is planned for holiday 2020. And people are speculating that this console would cost upwards of $400. So what do you think about this?
I'm shocked at the price considering what's gonna be in this machine.
And considering the rumors regarding Sony and like the $500 price tag.
Yeah. And I mean, if anything, it just sticks with Microsoft being very pro-consumer, because again, you can buy an Xbox One now, and you can eventually upgrade to this new beast for not. I don't know I think you probably paid the difference or whatever. I don't know. But then you got Game Pass. It's like, which is like the biggest steal of the year, of any gaming decade. Yeah, I think this is really cool. I was expecting $500, $600 consoles with how much is going into these.
Yeah, for sure. It wouldn't surprise me. Xbox trying to undercut Sony, do whatever they can to get the win back, right?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of earned it because they were, again, remember at the beginning of the Xbox One console, like, they were dog shit. They were the evil ones because of what they wanted to do, and then within the 6 or 7 years this console's been out, it's completely 180. More people want to jump back on the Xbox because of the things I just mentioned.
Yeah. So we'll see. It'll be this year that these consoles come out. I just want to do a little bit more speculation with the coronavirus. I think I might have talked about this last week. I'm not. But do you think they're gonna have some kind of inventory shortage?
It depends on where the parts are coming from, and depends on, like, hopefully, like, what people are saying, that as the summer, as the warmer the Earth gets in terms of the calendar year, that the coronavirus will start to slowly fade out, hopefully. Yeah. And by the time the console's ready to ship in November, if anything, maybe it won't be a delay, but like a shortage or more than expected. Since that's what I would expect.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got headlines saying, "Oh, Xbox shortages, PlayStation shortages."
I mean, there's already Switch shortages going to be happening soon.
It always happens when a console comes out. I feel like.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be now more than ever.
Oh, definitely.
So let's talk about Amnesia Rebirth. There's a new Amnesia game announced 10 years after The Dark Descent. So today, Frictional Games announced their next horror project is returned to the series that made them famous, Amnesia Rebirth. Will be released on PC and PS4 later this year. 10 years after the release of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, Rebirth follows a new character, Tassie Trianon, as they try to survive a deadly creature stalking her in the Algerian desert. This creature apparently feeds off of Trianon's terror, and players must be careful not to breathe lest they alert the hunter. Did you ever play Amnesia?
No, I remember in like that year of YouTube where every YouTuber was covering Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
Putting in their top 10 scary games of all time. But never played it myself. It's probably the first person perspective that would probably fuck me up more than any monster.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, playing Halo was not fun this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You played Halo. You didn't even
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, because it's. I mean, I want to, but man, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, that's cool. But and then I was like, wasn't there an Amnesia game called something Machine of Pigs? Is
Yeah.
that not? Okay, is that not them, or is it different? Is that a different people?
Oh, I thought that was them.
It's on the article. It says it right. It says it down there towards the bottom. Um, the non-combat horror game, Frictional will go on to publish a sequel called Amnesia Machine for Pigs,
Oh, they
developed by the Chinese,
published it.
but they didn't make it.
They also
Okay,
made it, but they also made it with Blitworks and the Chinese Room. So
so this is like their own, like
yeah,
a true sequel.
yeah.
Okay, well that's cool.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I remember Amnesia being absolutely huge, and like all the side stories that like people made up on their like they modded the game and made their own games with the Amnesia engine basically.
shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Um, this is back when I used to watch PewDiePie and he played Amnesia and like
Back in a somewhat innocent time.
before he was revealed to be a trash person.
Yeah, because he was probably trash back then too. Now we just know about it.
Right. I think I might have streamed this game a few times back then as well. But yeah, I like my spooky horror games. Speaking of spooky, Last of Us TV show is in the works for HBO.
Wow, it's already out now. You can go play on your PS4. You can watch it on your PS4 right now. What do you mean? I don't understand. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
That was a really bad joke.
Yeah, it was. Everybody was making it on Twitter. Um, uh,
Neil Druckmann is teaming up with the Chernobyl creators of Craig Mazin
that's fitting.
for HBO. What do you think, Ben?
I mean,
Will you watch?
I don't have HBO, so probably no. Not out of spite. I just don't have HBO. I don't know, man. Like, I'm sure it'll be good, but I hope it does something different from the games, and not just like a beat for beat thing. That's my one concern is that like sometimes people try to be too faithful to the material, and they don't deviate. If anything, I would want them to expand upon things, right? Show me, because in The Last of Us we only saw like a small portion of the United States dealing with the infection. I want, if anything, if I was doing this show, and this might be sacrilegious considering they're the stars, I wouldn't put Joel and Ellie in this. You have them in the games, right? You put it somewhere else, and you tell somebody else's story. That's what I wanted Last of Us 2 to be. So that's where I'll be okay with. But it'll probably be Joel and Ellie and telling that story and keeping it very narrow-minded, and you know, that's it. I'm sure it'll be good, but I'd rather it expand what's in there already versus retelling something. Granted, most people who have a video game console will know, but maybe not everybody else will know.
I would like to see maybe some stuff before Ellie came into the picture. You know how like Joel and I can't remember her name, but they used to like
Yes.
yeah, they used to like run supplies and stuff. Like I would like to see some of that stuff. That'd be interesting.
That's what I'm talking about. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Even though I said no Joel, but it would be a younger Joel.
Yeah, they could do something like that. Apparently, Naughty Dog president Evan Wells is executive producer, working alongside Carolyn Strauss. Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions will co-produce the series. So it sounds like they're going to be pretty hands-on for this, which is a good thing, I guess. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with this. Another thing that's interesting to see is Google and their Stadia. So after years of development and hype, Google's long-rumored push into video games arrived last November. The launch of Google Stadia. Google Stadia isn't a game console, nor is it a game platform. It's a digital storefront run by Google where you can buy individual games. Hugely ambitious new platform. Where's the actual news here? What's the headline? Google's ambitious push into gaming is floundering. It's due to largely to too few games on the platform, and developers have held back from jumping on the platform, pretty much.
Because the platform sucks.
They basically just didn't create the deals with publishers and developers.
Yeah.
They basically thought that they were just too big to fail. Like, they would come to us, pretty much. One publishing executive said the offer was apparently so low that it wasn't even part of the conversation. So, like, again, there's no incentive to go to Google Stadia because there's no one playing it, and the publishing deals aren't worth it. So yeah, you gotta get the developers and publishers.
You have to it's a game. You have to have the video games to sell your video game, not device stream, whatever. You need games.
Mm-hmm.
If honestly, if this service was more of like smaller indie titles, with like hey, you pay $5 a month, you get these indie titles, with it. Even though the streaming part sucks. I think maybe it wouldn't have been big of a splash, but I think that would have been much better. Just like a TV version of Apple Arcade, because I think I don't know how successful that is for Apple, but I feel like that's a better investment than spending however much money on these pieces of garbage.
And apparently some developers just don't see a positive reason to work with Google. And I guess that's probably because people don't really, they don't really own their games. So,
no.
So they don't want to deal with the hassle of people getting upset about that.
If it shuts down, you bought Samurai Showdown on the Google Stadia, they shut down. That's your copy gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of other
marketplaces,
So speaking of other marketplaces, Borderlands 3 is coming to Steam with the March release date announced, and crossplay with Epic Games Store. Borderlands 3 is coming to Steam on March 13th. Feature crossplay between Steam and Epic Games Store. Basically the exclusivity is up, so they're selling on Steam. You will have to get an updated shift system, basically a friends list, like Ubisoft has theirs version of that. So you'll have to get that to play with people cross-platform. But it's a good thing, cross-platform. I would like to see them do that with console players.
Console?
Yeah.
Let us all play. That's how every console will win next year's. Like, everybody gets to play with everybody.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next story. Unannounced Star Wars Project Maverick leak onto the PlayStation Store.
How did that happen?
What?
I was like, how does a game leak on the PlayStation Store? I'm curious.
Well, let me tell you. A previously unannounced Star Wars title, currently going by the name Project Maverick, leaked onto the PlayStation Store. Project Maverick was initially spotted by Reset Era user after its details were scrapped and spat out onto the internet by a bot-driven Twitter account, PSN Release. Ordinarily intended to notify followers of new PlayStation titles and updates as they arrive on the Sony Store. In this instance, however, the bot dug up details presumably not intended for public release, pertaining to a game known simply as Maverick. That of it in itself wouldn't have drawn much attention, were it not for the accompanying artworks featuring an Imperial Star Destroyer and several mingling X-Wings, and the censure, its full name was Star Wars Project Maverick. I'm interested. This is probably going to be something, like, I assume it's going to be something bounty hunting related, because, just Mavericks, right? Like,
yeah.
Or something maybe, like, flying related.
Oh, if it gives me just, like, a pure, like, ship game, I'm down, because the ships in Star Wars are so cool.
They're the coolest, man. I really liked Star Wars Arcade back in the day, and playing that on my 32X.
Going to local pizza place here, and they had it sitting in that big cockpit thing, and
Very cool.
sound effects. Um,
Very cool.
what if that's just the support of that? That's all this is. It's support, a remaster of that arcade game.
Oh, we can't do any better than this. Let's put this on again.
Yeah.
Give it a new name. We did a remake or a reimagining of Star Wars Arcade, calling it Maverick now.
I wouldn't. I mean, like, hey, that'd be fine.
That'd be cool. I'm down with that. I'm looking forward to some Star Wars games. After the last one was really good, and I just like the games way more than the movies. Anyways, all right. What else do we have here? We have two more news stories. We'll go with the ESA moves ahead with E3 2020 despite the coronavirus. Latest update is that Los Angeles declares a state of emergency. E3 team is actively assessing the situation. What are the odds that they just move it or they don't do it?
We'll see, because that's not till June. That's March, April, May. It's 4 months away. I think it's too early to cancel something like that.
Sure.
Or to postpone. We'll have. I think it's a wait and see thing. I think it's right to postpone things. I mean, considering in this week alone, there's been a slew of cancellations. Y'all talked about GDC being canceled. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, the Mortal Kombat Last Chance qualifier was canceled, and they're only allowing the top 16 combatants to be there, so no live audience. And just also within my hometown, and I'm kind of happy about this. South by Southwest, the biggest music / movie festival on the planet, or at least one of them, is officially canceled. Like, no rescheduling, because probably it's a nightmare for like a scope that big to reschedule something like that. Has officially been canceled this year. So I think it's right now anybody who's hosting an event in the latter half of the year to basically go, we'll wait and see. Emerald City Comic Con, a huge Comic Con in the Pacific Northwest, postponed until like the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, a lot can change in 3 months, 4 months for sure.
Yeah.
I think you said earlier, like the warmer weather is supposed to make it better against the virus.
Yeah, because like it's not, because like a lot of people are talking about the fatality rate, but it's like chances are if you become infected, if you're healthy, you're gonna be fine. You may just have to be quarantined so you don't spread it. That's the biggest concern, is it spreading. They don't want it to spread to people who don't have it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not a good idea to have, like, 50,000 people to be, or however many people, 1,000, even a small 100 people be in the same building, and all it takes is one person to have it. They cough, touch the face, they touch something else, and then that's it. It's gone. So,
yeah.
I mean, hey, E3's already canceled in my book, considering publishers are pulling out left and right, and, like, who the fuck's gonna? And then we had talked about in length about the whole data information being stolen last year.
Yeah.
Like if they cancel it, they can just use this as an excuse.
And LA is under a state of emergency at the moment. They're like, you know what? Maybe we don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too hot to do it in Las Vegas. So I don't know, man. The only other place you could put E3 that people would think would be acceptable with is San Diego.
Yeah, because of the convention center, I guess.
Yeah, it might be the only place big enough to host it, and it's within the same state. Granted, Los Angeles, San Diego is a decent drive from Los Angeles, but who knows?
Yeah, for sure. And our last news story of the week is Super Smash Bros. Community organizes a Smash World Tour. Take it away.
So, like, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Hungrybox pleading to Nintendo, like, you give us money. And I was being the bad guy saying, no, they don't.
You're being a bitch.
I know. I know. But yeah, so this is a grassroots thing. This is not affiliated with Nintendo. Just want to clarify that right now. But VG Bootcamp is one of them. I think Smash GG is one of them, too. Are collaborating for a series of 25 community events for both Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Melee. Let's see. They have the it's over 25, like I said, $250,000 combined prize pool. And they have a list of events. This is gonna be the first time really that a circuit is gonna be dedicated to Smash players. and it will run from this March until December. We'll see how the coronavirus affects that.
Yeah.
And then similar to how PGR ranks tournaments up to S tier, not based on number of attendance, how many players are going to compete at each event. The Smash World Tour is going to break them down to platinum, gold, and silver rankings, similar to how Tekken World Tour does it, where you have your Ultimate Grandmaster, your Master, and then your dojos. Which, by the way, Tekken World Tour and Capcom Pro Tour also had to pull out of certain events because of it. Even though the events themselves are not canceled, they're just like, we can't encourage people to go there for health reasons, even just out of safety. So basically so basically platinum, gold, silver, depending on the strength of it, that's how many points you're going to get depending on which one you win. Let's see, and the World Tour Finals will be on December 17th. Any event organizer cannot enter the tournament World Tour as long as they have more than 32 entrants competing in the single bracket. So that way you don't have people like scrubbing winning one, like qualifying just because they won an 8-man tournament, getting points easily that way. This opens doors for all local tournaments to get into the silver action. Just as long as you get 32 entrants. So go to your locals, people. They've already listed preliminary events. CEO Dreamland and Pound 2020 are just two of the big names that are listed on the World Tour. Like I said, this is completely run by fans, grassroots, not Nintendo at all. And CEO Dreamland is the first tournament. It's actually next weekend, as of right now, and it'll be the first gold tier event. Now, despite that, I said Nintendo doesn't need to give you money. I do like this, even though it's grassroots. I think this is good. Just because I said Nintendo doesn't give them money doesn't mean I don't want them to get money. It's just like I'm just saying they don't have to. Just like Capcom doesn't have to host a World Tour every year, but they do. So I like it. I'm glad all Smash players are going to get paid. I think it's cool. The scary thing with this, though, is that all Nintendo has to do is see this and go, cease and desist, bitch. That's all they have to do. That's the scary thing about this effect of non-involved. And I had to be the negative Nancy, but like any person running this has to be aware of that. That Nintendo could potentially sue them for using their game to promote something for money. That is an option there, and like they have to be aware that that's the thing. That's shitty. That sucks. And like I watched the fighting game podcast called the Ultra Chin TV show, Ultra Chin show, the Tuesday show, even though it was on a Wednesday this past week. Basically discussed sort of that idea, like Nintendo could easily just do this on the day of the finals, like, oh, it's over, pack it up, no finals. So we'll see. I'm on board for it right now, but that big N is constantly hovering over it.
I didn't realize Kale wrote this. He wrote the article. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Shout out, dude.
I just looked at this author. I was like, oh yeah, it's Kale. That's funny.
I mean, hopefully the positive aspect is hopefully Nintendo will see this and be like, okay, hey, yeah, we'll throw in $1,000 or something. We'll throw in something. You'll get Fighter Pass.
No, they're gonna throw in a Pro Controller. You know it.
No, what they'll do is they'll give you Fighter Pass 2 they'll give you a code for Fighter Pass 2.
No, that's worth too much.
That's worth too. Yeah, you're right. Actually, the Pro Controller will be more expensive than Fighter Pass 2.
Fighter Pass 2. Well, you mean to just one person or?
Yeah, just one person.
Okay.
Yeah, winner gets from Nintendo will get a Pro Controller and Fighter Pass 2 for free. So that's what will happen. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the coronavirus affects it and what Nintendo has to say, because they have to. They're gonna see this. There's no way to not avoid this.
Yeah, they have to be aware. I can't imagine them not being aware. Yeah. So that's all the news stories for this week. Ben, where can the people find you?
You can find me at twitter.com/MarvelZiggy, where I'll probably be posting my con pictures as the weeks go on. A lot of cosplay pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, use twitter.com/MarvelZiggy for all things moi.
And you can follow me, your host Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas. I was on the Smashed Raw podcast talking AEW this past week, so you can check me out there. You can check us out at charshot.com for audio, video, and written content. Please review our show on iTunes. 5 stars, the better. We're on Spotify, Stitcher, all the places you can find podcasts. And you can email me, thomas at charshot.com. I might be starting up a Dragon Ball podcast with Kale, by the way. He just reached out to me and I was interested, so we might be doing that. And until then, guys, enjoy your games and have a good night.